those 2 pages.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Claudia Messier. I'm the general manager of this beautiful Bellevue Memorial Park. The opening musical selection was performed by outstanding musicians of the Ontario Chaffey Community Show Band under the direction of Dr. Gabe Petrocelli. It is my pleasure to welcome you to our Memorial Day program this morning. We gathered together once again to remember and honor all the veterans that have given their lives in the service for our country. I hope you all took a few moments to visit the fire engines and the flag display located behind us. Bellevue Memorial Park would like to extend its appreciation to the Ontario Fire Department for providing us with such a beautiful backdrop for our program this morning. Our Master of Ceremonies this morning is an honored member of our community. Please welcome retired County Supervisor and Mayor of the City of Ontario, Mr. Gary Ovitt.
Well, thank you, Claudia, and good morning to you all. We are so delighted that you showed up today. It's a very special day. Today I stand here as a person who considers himself very blessed. I'm sure that many of you feel the same way. We are blessed because we are created by a God who has a purpose for each of us. We are blessed because we have families and roles in the community, which only each of us can carry out in our special way. But today, we can stand humbly here and say that we are blessed when we remember those who laid down their lives on our behalf. They laid down their lives in defense of the country they loved, in defense of the ideals we all share, and the family members they left behind. Today, we remember our nation's tradition of military service proudly upheld by those who have worn the uniforms of the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and Coast Guard. Many of you in attendance have served proudly, and for your service, we are truly very grateful. You have been to the front, and you can share with our children and our grandchildren the real-life experiences of those who have endured the fury of war firsthand. We must never forget. That's why we are here today. At this time, I'd like to introduce some of our special guests that are here. And if I may, I'm going to start out with our Congress member, Norma J. Torres, who represents the 35th Congressional District, which encompasses the cities of Chino, Fontana, Montclair, Ontario, and Pomona. Congress member, you're over here. Please come speak to us, Norma Torres.
Well, good morning, everyone. It's really great to see Gary Ovitt at every event that I attend during really any national holiday. Gary, you're always in our community, and I thank you for that. Every year on this very important day, we remember the true reason for the holiday, and that is to come together and thank and remember the servicemen and women who have sacrificed their lives for our nation. There is no higher or more noble honor than to serve your country that you love. No act is more deserving of our respect and gratitude. And on this day, we also remember the shared sacrifices of our military families. We hold in our hearts the names of the service members from the 35th District who risked everything to protect what our nation stands for: freedom and democracy, with liberty and justice for all. We are forever indebted to these brave Americans, and we honor our oath to leave no man behind. And today, I am thinking of a particular one, a military person from our community, a paratrooper in the Army. I am thinking of the family of Enrique Roman Martinez, a 21-year-old soldier from Chino. He was stationed at Fort Bragg in North Carolina, and over Memorial Day weekend, 2 years ago, he went missing on a camping trip with fellow soldiers. A week later, his head washed up ashore. 2 years later, we still don't have definite answers about what happened to Enrique. We still don't have justice for his family, his mother, his sisters, who are members of our community in the Inland Empire. But we hold true to our promise of not leaving anyone behind. Enrique was so committed to serving our country that he had to have special permission from his mother to join the Army at only 17 years old. He took an oath and made a commitment to defend our country no matter what. And that led to his ultimate and unjust death. If he were still alive, he would be here with us. He would be planning his future. Instead, his family had to spend more than 2 years waiting for justice and waiting for answers. Enrique's story breaks my heart and motivates much of the work that I do in Congress. I am working to honor the sacrifices of our service members, not only in words, but in practice. But to truly honor the fallen, we must uphold our duty once again to never leave our veterans or their families behind. And today and every day, we must answer that call and remember our soldiers. For all the veterans that are here today, and for all who have come before, we salute you, and we offer our most heartfelt thanks. I thank you for all that you do. Gary, I have several certificates for the city, the police department, and everyone who's participating. I will leave them here for you to present later. Thank you.
Thank you, Congressmember Norma Torres. We appreciate having you. You get out and try to get to as many of your areas as you can. And I know today is very busy for you as well. Well, we appreciate that. At this time, I'm going to introduce other special guests who are here. If you'd please just stand, hold your applause, and we'll clap for all of them after all of them are introduced. Ontario Mayor Paul Leon. Ontario Mayor Pro Tem Alan Wapner. Council Member Jim Bowman. Council Member Deborah Dorse-Parada, Council Member Ruben Valencia, City Treasurer Jim Milheiser, City Clerk Sheila Moutz, City Manager Scott Ochoa, Ontario Police Chief Mike Lorenz, Ontario Fire Chief Ray Geik, Chaffey Joint Union High School District Board President Sue Ovett, Monte Vista Water District Board Vice President Mike Milheiser, and board members Manny Martinez and Tony Lopez, and Chino Basin Water Conservation District Vice President Margaret Hamilton. Would you please all stand if you haven't already, and let's give them some applause if we can. Thank you for coming. We know you have a busy day, and we appreciate your standing strong for your country here today. At this time, we will have the posting of the colors.
Reverse.
To lead us in our invocation, please welcome to the podium Pastor Larry Enriquez of the Community Christian Fellowship Church, located here in Ontario.
Let's bow in prayer, please. Our Father in heaven, as we live in a world where evil and its spawn continually seek to destroy all those created in your image, especially the innocent and the most vulnerable among us, we ask you to continue by your grace to raise up among us men and women like those we are commemorating today. They are the best of us who are willing to sacrificially give up their lives for our ability to live lives of dignity and liberty. So we are here, Lord, with heads bowed in humility and thanksgiving, and the courage that they have by their sacrifice bestowed to us, to live lives worthy of their sacrifice. Fill us with a fortitude to live lives of courage and service, and to not grow weary in doing good. In your name I pray, Lord. Amen.
You are already standing, so I won't ask you to stand again. To lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance is the Mayor of the City of Ontario, the Honorable Paul Leon. And please remain standing for our national anthem at the conclusion of the pledge.
If you're a veteran, the law now allows you to salute, whether you are covered or not, if you prefer. And we place our hands over our hearts when we say the pledge, because we are pledging our hearts to this flag and to this nation. So, ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Strong drum roll. We'll get 2 big beats. Go. Drum ready? Players ready?
Morning, sir.
Good morning. Members of the Ontario Police Department Honor Guard, will you now retire the colors? God Bless America will now be performed by vocal soloist Brian Detweiler, the show band, and you. You have the words. If you didn't know them already, please join in if you would. The God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night from above, from the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans, wide with home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. America, America, America.
It is my pleasure today to introduce our keynote speaker, Dr. Christopher Hollister, Assistant Superintendent of Instruction in the Chaffey Joint Union High School District. Chris is finishing his 31st year as an educator and administrator, having served as principal of Los Osos High School in Rancho Cucamonga. Dr. Hollister currently serves as the Assistant Superintendent of Instruction for Chaffey Joint Union High School District. The district serves approximately 24,000 students and is comprised of all of the public high schools in the cities of Ontario, Montclair, and Rancho Cucamonga. Dr. Hollister has a bachelor's degree in English from Cal Poly Pomona, a master's degree from Azusa Pacific University, and a doctoral degree in educational leadership from the University of Southern California. Chris is dedicated to serving our community, but he is most proud that both of his children are college graduates, with his daughter working as a registered nurse in the intensive care unit at Loma Linda Veterans Hospital, and his son working as both a professional musician and a wildlife biologist. His presentation is titled The Veteran Perspective. Chris Hollister.
Thank you, Mr. Ovitt. Good morning. It's a good thing that we're able to gather here today to commemorate Memorial Day. At this stage of the pandemic, I'm glad that we're able to gather at all. In a time when we seem to be more divided than ever, I appreciate that so many of us, individuals, and those representing a number of community agencies and civic groups, could put aside our differences and be united for this event in tribute to those who gave their lives for us. Originally, just after the Civil War, this day was referred to as Decoration Day, as people devoted the day to decorate the soldiers' graves with flowers. Memorial Day became a national holiday to be commemorated during the last Monday in June, beginning only in 1971, which is very recently in the history of our great nation. As well as my work with the school district, I'm also proud to be a board member for the Ontario Chaffey Community Show Band, you see behind me. I'm an educator, a father, a son, and a brother. But I'm not a veteran. I have the privilege of being protected, of not having to know what it feels like to risk my life for my country or to protect my brothers in arms in lethal combat because others were willing to do so in my stead. Today, I hope to recognize, thank, and honor them. I'm extremely honored to be asked to speak today, and out of respect, I took it very seriously to prepare for this moment. Over the course of the last couple of months, I spoke to a number of American veterans, some who fought in World War II, up to and including those who are still in active duty today, and I asked them what Memorial Day means to them. I'll share with you some of their thoughts, and in this short time, I know I cannot convey all of their thoughts and emotions, but in this way, I hope to articulate and honor the veteran perspective on this solemn day that we now call Memorial Day. Overwhelmingly, the American veterans I spoke with have tremendous pride for their service, dedication, and contribution they gave to our country. They made it very clear that there's a distinction between Veterans Day and Memorial Day. Veterans Day on November 11th is a day to honor all veterans. But Memorial Day, today, is a day to especially honor those who pay the ultimate sacrifice as they fought to ensure that we, as Americans, are able to enjoy the freedoms that most of us take for granted. They remembered their fallen brothers in arms as courageous soldiers who fought alongside of them, devoted heroes who put on the same uniform, but who were never able to return. They wanted us to remember that Memorial Day is so much more than a day to barbecue or the beginning of summer. And yet, although Memorial Day is a day to remember those from all branches of the armed forces who voluntarily and selflessly gave their lives for us, I've observed that the day stirs up profound and confusing emotions from our living veterans who feel the grief and the deep loss of so many military brothers and sisters who have suffered and left the world too soon. Adding to this sadness, many are unfairly burdened with guilt as they ask themselves year after year, we went through the same tragedy in hell. Why did I live while my brothers died? Is there a bigger sense of meaning for their death or for my life? Am I doing all that I can in order to honor their memory and make their death worthwhile and noble as it is? So many veterans struggle with these thoughts, and we're left with the realization that although they lived, parts of them, sometimes their most essential aspects of their humanity, died in combat as well. The horrors of war obviously kill soldiers, yes, but they also kill innocence, idealism, and humanity. It should not be surprising that the suicide rate of veterans is almost twice the rate of non-veterans. And many that do not die by suicide feel a sense of death inside, numb or not knowing how to feel because they survived while their buddies perished. On this day, and amid all the hustle and bustle, I hope we can find time to remember that while we can fly an American flag to commemorate them, somewhere in the world, a soldier in a casket is being covered with one. Their selfless death, ultimate sacrifice, is what allows us to pursue our American dream in safety and comfort. So while it may not be appropriate to wish people a happy Memorial Day on this very somber day, it might be very appropriate for all of us to dig deep and think about how we can pursue happiness and show gratefulness and appreciation for our martyrs in the armed forces who made that possible for us. In the end, just maybe that is the way we can honor and thank them for their sacrifice, their memory, their priceless gift to us. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak today. I wish you all a memorable and a worthwhile day.
Thank you, Chris. Appreciate that. Words of wisdom. At this time, the show band will perform America the Beautiful. At this time, we honor the service groups. Each branch will be recognized in the order of their establishment, beginning with the United States Army. The POW MIA flag will be presented by former USS Pueblo POW Chief Petty Officer Earl Ferris.
Over hill, over dale, as we hit the dusty trail, and those caissons are rolling along. In and out, hear them shout, counter marching right about, and those caissons are rolling along. For it's high, high, he in the field artillery. Shout out your numbers loud and strong. And wherever you go, you will always know that those caissons are rolling along. From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, we fight our country's battles in the air, on land and sea. First to fight for right and freedom, and to keep our honor clean. We are proud to claim the title of United States Marine.
Just a scotch factor, please. 1, 2, 3.
Anchors away, my boys, anchors away. Farewell to college joys, we sail at break of day. Through our last night on shore, drink to the foam. Until we meet once more, here's wishing you a happy voyage home.
feet, ready.
We're always ready for the call. We place our trust in Thee. Through surf and storm and valley gale, thus will our purpose be. Semper Frontis is our guide, our faith and glory true. To fight, to save, or fight and die, I Coast Guard we are for you.
Two, one, two, three, four. Heave ho, my lads, heave ho. It's a long, long way to go. It's a long, long way. The hatch is full. Bring the wind, bring the sea. 5-year trenches full. Heave ho, my lads, heave ho. Let the sea roll high and low. We can cross any ocean, sail any river. Give us the goods and we'll deliver. Damn the submarine. We're America's merchant marine. One, two, one, two, three. Off we go into the wild blue yonder, climbing high into the sun. Here they come, singing the midnight thunder, and boys give it a gun. Now we dive, spouting our flame from under, off on one hell of a roar. We live in flame or go down in flame. Nothing is up the U.S. Air Force.
We would like a moment of silence, if we would, because of the POWMIA. Thank you, Chief Petty Officer Earl Ferris. We have come to the time for the laying of the wreaths. You may go ahead and be seated if you would like. The laying of the wreaths will be done by members of our local auxiliary groups, and I'll just go ahead and name them all at the beginning, and that's who you will see. The Marine Corps League Detachment, number 965. The Ontario American Legion, Post 112. I have actually played for their team, and when I was, we were fourth in the nation because of the squadron. Anyway, Sons of the American Legion Squadron, number 112. The Ontario American Auxiliary Unit, number 112. And the Chino American Legion Auxiliary Unit, number 299. At this time, the Ontario Police and Fire Departments will present Amazing Grace, followed by a helicopter flyover, a 21-gun salute, and taps. Protocol states during the playing of the national anthem, 21-gun salute, and taps, it is proper to place your hand over your heart. I draw your attention to my left for the dove release. This short ceremony symbolizes peace and happiness, but also represents all the souls of those individuals who sacrificed their lives for their country.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I would just like to acknowledge some of the groups that helped put this day together for everyone. The Boys and Girl Scouts of America for flag placement throughout Bellevue Memorial Park. Jesse James, USMC, and all veterans for flag placement and cross placement. Ontario Chaffey Community Band, Dr. Gabe Petrocelli, Director. Bellevue Memorial Park, office staff and grounds crew. Event Video, Magnolia Street Video Productions. Bellevue Memorial Park Board of Trustees, Renee Bian, President. Lowell Stark, Vice President. James C. Frost, Treasurer. Jim Milheiser, Secretary. And Dr. James Hammond, Member. And our partner organizations, the City of Ontario Parks and Recreation, Ontario Fire Department, Ontario Police Department, all local veteran organizations. And let's hear it one more time for the Ontario Chaffey Community Show Band.
Well, thank you, Claudia. We appreciate all that you have brought to the table to make this such a wonderful event. You can go ahead. If I may, let me leave you with the words of former President Ronald Reagan. President Reagan at the 1993 Citadel commencement ceremony said, "Let me say that nothing made me prouder as president than America's young people in uniform. And no decision was ever more difficult for me to make than the times I ordered our military forces into action. Each time I issued an order, I reminded myself that it wasn't just a nameless, faceless soldier I was dispatching, but a child of loving parents, the partner of an adoring spouse, or perhaps the parent and provider for some happy children. I reminded myself that if things should go wrong and casualties did occur, it wouldn't be just a day of flag-draped coffins coming home. There would permanently be empty chairs at family tables, vacant seats in Little League bleachers, and teary-eyed explanations to young children about why their daddy or mommy wouldn't be coming home again. So I felt then, as I felt now, Ontario, we too, America, thank you, President Reagan, owes a special thanks to those who are willing to make the ultimate sacrifice for their country. We must honor them and respect them, not just when they are in battle, but every day they wear the proud uniform of our country. And I close with scripture from John 15:13. Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. Thank you for attending as you depart. Thank you. The show band will conclude our program with the National Emblem March, composed by Edwin Eugene Bagley in 1906. Thank you.
Here we go. Number 4B. 1, 2, 1, 2. Thank